Hey yo, pineapple in the building, literally. So, let's do a brief recap of what the fuck has been going on, okay? It's been, let me turn this. There we go. It's been a few days, feels like a week, I don't know. It's been a few days since I did a video. So those that are subscribed, I know it's not that many of y'all, but hey, those that are subscribed, if you've been looking for me on Twitter, my account got suspended, I believe permanently, as of yesterday, sometime yesterday. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I said, but apparently it was enough to get me in read-only mode permanently. So, I don't know what that was. Anyways, so if you are looking for the TMJ_333 Twitter, it is no longer available. If you go to it, it will tell you account suspended, if that even pops up. I'm a ghost. So, what is there now, I did make a new one. It is Pineapple Girl, GRL, the number 8. So, if you fuck with me, then fuck with me. I lost all my faves. I lost all 2,000 of my faves, so starting from scratch. I don't know what I did, don't know what I said. It is what it is, it's alright. But luckily, I had some of my all-time favorite people on Instagram as well. So they already know my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm Twitter. So if you're following me and you're wondering where is she, where has she been, why isn't she posting? I am posting. I'm just on a different Twitter. So I did appeal it. I don't know if whether or not that makes a difference on appealing your account suspension, but I did appeal it to try to see if I could get it back. And I literally asked them, okay, if y'all want to tell me what I did, because at least Facebook will tell you what you did wrong against their community standards. Thanks, Mark. At least Facebook will tell you where you went wrong. Twitter gave no warning before destruction at all. But it is what it is. I made a new one. If you fuck with me, then fuck with me. So today, the topics will be trust in a relationship and savings. So we're going to talk about relationship and finances today. So let's get on, let's do relationship first, because I feel like that's a pretty basic thing with everybody. Whether it be friendship, whether it be co-worker relationship, trust is needed. If you don't have trust, it's kind of hard for things to be the way that they're supposed to be if you don't have trust in someone. Like, even your employer has to trust you and know that you're going to do your job without them having to watch you like a hawk, okay? You have to have what is called perseverance. Perseverance is doing good no matter if someone is watching you or not. Doing the right thing, whether someone is watching you or not. That is perseverance. Persevere to be a good person, to be a good employee. So, if you can't be trusted, like if you aren't on time, if you're not reliable, if you lie a lot, even if it's about little things, especially in relationships now, okay? Friendships too. Friendships, relationships, marriages. It's important to have trust. Because like I said, if you don't have trust, things cannot be the way that they're supposed to be. They just can't. Because you're always wondering in the back of your head, like, can I really trust this person? Can I really go there with them? Like, what is the future with this person at our establishment, at our facility, in our relationship? Because some people will tell you if you don't have trust in a person, you might as well just... And so trust is really big for some people. I know it's really big for me. Trust and loyalty go hand in hand. Because if you can't be trusted, then that means you're not loyal, right? I suppose you can be loyal and not be trusted, but it's kind of like an oxymoron. How can you be loyal and be trusted at the same time? If you can't be trusted, that means you're not loyal. Because liars are not loyal. You can call it what you want. At the end of the day, it's about respect. Like I said, whether it's friendship, marriage, employment opportunity, someone delegating a task to you, if you can't be trusted to do what you're supposed to do, it's I don't know. I do not know. Is it possible to rebuild trust back? Yeah. Slowly but surely. If you don't keep fucking up. But if you continue to fuck up, I don't know what to tell people. I just don't. If you continue to mess up and not be loyal, not be faithful, not be trustworthy, why should anybody trust you to get the job done or to do what you're supposed to do? Whether it's in front of them or behind closed doors. They're going to get somebody else to do it. They're going to not want to trust you, not want to have things in your trust because they know it's not going to get done. Or they're going to be disappointed. And don't get me wrong, almost everybody's going to disappoint you. None of us are perfect, okay? Not a single one of us are perfect. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be trustworthy to each other. And in order to save a relationship, an employment opportunity, your job, in order to save face, you got to prove yourself. Sometimes you have to let pride go by the side and just kind of step out of your way. If you want somebody to trust you like they should or like they did in the beginning, then you'll find a way to prove your trust. But I don't have to preach this to y'all, right? I don't have to preach this to y'all. Y'all know who's trustworthy and who's not in your life, right? But have you ever trusted somebody or had faith in somebody and then they just completely do the opposite of what you thought that they would ever be capable of doing? Have y'all ever been through that? I'm pretty sure all of us have. Maybe some more than others, but have I been there? Yeah, of course. And it hurts like a bitch. Whether they were meaning to disappoint you or meaning to hurt you or not, it still sucks because at the same time, they weren't respectful of your boundaries, of your friendship, of your relationship. So, yes, it will make you kind of question that person's motives and look at them differently. But you, and I say this not lightly, you have to you have to forgive them. You do. You have to show grace. You have to figure out what their understanding is. And sometimes there's just no understanding. There's no rhyme to the reason of why they said what they said, did what they did, didn't do what they're supposed to do, you know. Sometimes there's just no rhyme to the reason. Sometimes people just suck. And that's all there is to it. It's not necessarily anything that you've done. You could be a good person and still get the brunt end of the stick. Trust me, I know. But you just gotta try to forgive them in some form or fashion and move on with it. And I said forgive. I didn't say forget. Have grace. And yeah, sure, maybe we should forget and just try to be more whole people and holy people like God, but at the same time, we are human, and God knows that we are human. So sometimes it's just kind of hard to forget stuff, you know, especially if it does keep happening over again and again and again. It's going to be hard to forget, and then you're going to question your own self, and then that's tempting to you to not be so loyal or trustworthy to them because of what they did to you initially. But you can't be like that, because karma always comes back around. It doesn't have to be something that you've done. Karma always comes back around, y'all. So if you're out there and you've been going through some things and not able to trust people, or not able to put all your faith in your friends, your employee, I mean, pray about it. Figure out what you can do to maintain peace within yourself. And don't question yourself. Don't be like, okay, well, maybe I'm just not a good person. Maybe I'm just not worthy of deserving such a loyal employee or a loyal friend. No, you do deserve that. As long as you are being 100 to people, you deserve for people to be 100 with you. So, things have to be worked on. Things have to be worked on. You cannot lose trust in a person. I mean, you cannot have someone else lose trust in you, because it's hard as hell to get them to trust you again. It is. I've been on that side of the stick before. Sure have. I've been on that side of the stick before where one of my exes, now granted, we had already broke up. We were just hanging out. One of my exes had went through my phone and saw me texting somebody or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie. It was just some photos, okay? It was just some pictures. They weren't full nudes or nothing like that. It was just some sexy pictures. But he went through my phone and saw that I was sending somebody pictures, and he was like super upset. Now don't get me wrong, I would have never done this if I knew that we were actually getting back together. But we were already broke up. We were not going to get back together. We weren't. That's why I did what I did. I come on now. Come on. But, I mean, after that, it was hard for him to trust me. I don't know why, because we weren't together. I don't know if it was hard for him to trust me as a friend or what. I think he really expected me to still only be talking to and fooling with him just because we were friends. Not the case. Not the case. So, have I had an actual trust problem? Like somebody actually not trust me before? Yeah. And that was my first and last time ever being untrustworthy in a relationship. But in that relationship that I'm speaking of, I had just got so heartbroken and just so distraught over what they did. I've never had a heartbreak like that before. I literally, I literally felt like my heart was just, the little strings in my atria were just bing, 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 breaking. Like, look it up. Broken heart syndrome is a real thing. And I'm over it though, for sure, for shit show. But after I got my heart broke the way that I did, I after I got my heart broke, I did him the same way, but worse. So there's that. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, I fessed up. We attempted to move the relationship forward after that. It just wasn't working. There was other issues in between that relationship. It was just awful. But what started that was my trust issues with him. After finding out that somebody has been running around on you or cheating on you or doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing, disrespectful stuff, and you're supposed to be engaged, that you're talking about spending the rest of your life with somebody, but you're out doing God knows everything. That's like detrimental to a person that has literally been 1,000% faithful. It sucks. You can tell when people have been faithful and when they haven't. Because a lot of times the most faithful person is going to be fucking mad or just really, really sad because all that stuff is going on. Now, somebody that be like, oh, well, I don't even care, they probably got some stuff going on too. So I'm just saying, you got to earn your trust with people. If you like hiding stuff, deleting stuff, hiding your phone, just doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing, lying about little stuff that turns out to be big stuff, it's going to end up bad for you. It just is. And you should just respect people, respect people's times, because life is short. Don't nobody want to be fooling with somebody and wasting their time over somebody that's just sitting here lying about every God knows whatever, and not a reliable person, not a reliable friend, or just a friend just to waste time with. People need real friends in their life. People need real, genuine people in their lives. At the end of the day, really, we don't need nobody but God, but we need fellowship with each other. And in order to have fellowship, we have to have trust. If there is no trust, there cannot be fellowship. There cannot be confession. There cannot be conversation. It just can't. So you have to save your relationship, your employment, your marriage. You have to save that. Speaking of saving, insert segue here, finances. So it's really good if you can have a savings. I know some people still live paycheck to paycheck. You got to get your hustle on. Don't let your bills outweigh your paycheck. You got to get your hustle on. I'm going to show y'all a book that helped me. Hold on. I took this course also at my old church, Crosspoint, that Pastor Jonathan leads. Thank you, Pastor Jonathan, Andrea Ellison. Crosspoint is here in Flint. Well, Crosspoint is in Flint. It's just right outside of Tyler. It might have a Tyler address, but it's close to Flint, whatever. But this is a course that they taught during the summertime, I believe. It was by Dave Ramsey, Complete Guide to Money. If you want to make your money work for you, you have to know how money works. Literally says that on the back. And so I liked the Complete Guide to Money. And, oh, there's another one real quick I'm going to show y'all. This other book was really awesome too, with me trying to learn how to save and build up my financial repertoire. The Minimalist Home. Minimalism isn't about taking something away from you, it's about giving you something more. So, with these two books combined, this is The Complete Guide to Money is by David Ramsey. The Minimalist Home is by Joshua Baker. Okay. You can find these on Amazon. You might be able to find these in Walmart. I've been having this one just off of the course or whatever. The Minimalist Home I actually got from somebody. Someone gave it to me. I was really grateful and thankful that they gave it to me, because I was able to trust them to open up to them about my financial stuff that I was going through back then. So first, the Dave Ramsey Complete Guide to Money. It has, I believe, I forget how many actual steps, but there's steps in there about needing a plan, paying off debts, and the snowball method, as they call it. The best way to buying a home, going through tuition, slow and steady wins, tortoise in the race, you know what I mean? The time is right now to save. It's a lot of good stuff in this book. It just teaches you to use money as a tool instead of money using you. It explains how to properly budget your money out, how to trim things up, trim the fat in your financial situation, and how to build your savings. According to the Dave Ramsey Complete Guide to Money, after you come out of that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, you need to try to pay off your debts, of course. Start with the smallest one first, and then start your savings account. Your savings account should have at least $1,000 in it. That's a baby step. That's part of the baby step. I know $1,000 is a lot to some people, because when I first started reading that book and taking that course, I was just like, $1,000 is a lot to some people. $1,000 was a lot to me, but now it's not. I mean, it's still a good amount, but $1,000 is a lot to people. So if you can save $1,000, Oliver, are you out of the tub? Did you wash your face? Okay, but $1,000 is. Are you telling the truth? I gotta ask. He be lying sometimes. But $1,000 is a lot to some people. But you've got to figure out some type of way to save and build up a savings account. That way, if your tire goes on the flat, if the battery goes kaput in the car, if you have something that needs to be fixed in your home, or some sudden medical expense, anything unplanned is going to need money. And $1,000 is a good amount to have in your back pocket or your bank account, whatever, in case you need it. So once you get there, it is like a breath of fresh air, like, I did it. I finally saved $1,000. And then it's like, once you get to saving and building more to that, yeah, you want to spend every so often, we'll treat yourself here and there. But then it's just like when certain stuff does pop up, like if the dryer goes out and you got to get it replaced or get it fixed, it's just like, man, I really do not want to spend this money. I really do not want to be out of arm and leg. And then you be kind of mad. But at the same time, at least you have that savings to replace that dryer or get it fixed. Because if you didn't, then you would just have a busted dryer and be in a tough position. And with your car or anything that you're trying to fix or whatever. So also the second book I was telling y'all about, The Minimalist Home, it basically gives you a definition of how to be a minimalist if you are trying to rev up your finances and save your money. It teaches you how to, how does it say? It's not about taking something away. It's about giving you something more. So the minimalist book is about being a minimalist, of course. Being a minimalist is about not living with the bare minimum, but living with things, or living without things that you can deal without, things that are completely unnecessary. Like you can start by decluttering your home. You can start by getting rid of unwanted subscriptions that is coming out of your bank account. If you're not even watching Netflix, if you're not going to the gym, if you're not watching Hulu or anything that's coming out of your account on a monthly basis, get rid of it. It's about trimming the fat so that way you can save and be more, how can I put this? You can feel free. You don't have to feel so weighed down and decluttered. You can refocus your life. You can even just do it in the house. You can go room by room and declutter and be like, okay, I don't need this. I don't need this. Yeah, you can keep little stuff out for decoration or whatever, but it just teaches you how to have a clear path in your life, in your house, in your finances. So I strongly suggest both books if you're trying to save and build up your finances. I would suggest getting out a planner, something that you can write on paper, and make out a list of all your expenses for the month or every 2 weeks, however you get paid. Write out your paycheck and then figure out how much money you got left out of that check and start a real live budget. If you only have $200 left out of your check after you pay your bills and stuff like that, then you need to figure out how to make $200 last for 2 weeks. You have to budget. That means paying attention to what you're grabbing in the grocery store when you go to get groceries. Instead of just getting a bunch of snacks and a bunch of crap like that, you can get things that you're actually going to cook that could potentially be leftovers for 2 or 3 days. That way you're not spending money on food every other day. And that helps as well. It helps the refrigerator be decluttered and things like that, without all the excess snacks and crap in there if you're trying to focus on minimalism and saving money. It's just about, like I said, cutting the fat in a lot of areas in your life. And if you feel like you don't need the minimalist and you're struggling financially, I would maybe think again, because there's almost always something that you can get rid of that's tying you down financially. I'm just saying, sometimes tough decisions have to be made or extra jobs have to be gotten. I've said this before, I feel like it's a great idea for people to have multiple jobs. If you don't need multiple jobs, then that's cool, that's fine, bravo for you. This message is not for you then. But I'm a female of multiple hustles. I've always had multiple hustles since I was 16. So, and it's not even about the financial, it's about wanting to be stable. And I do like to get on Amazon from time to time, so that's my extra money. Because sometimes, especially if you have a car note or a kid in daycare, you do have a lot coming out of your check just with the kid and your freaking car note by itself. Holla if you hear me. One for the car note, one for the kids. Because daycare is no joke. And even the cheapest daycare is still expensive. Kids are expensive. Cars are expensive. So you just got to choose wisely. Man, don't make or try not to make crazy financial decisions. Reach out for help. Ask somebody for their advice on something. And it's not that you necessarily always have to take it, but get somebody else's take on it before you dive into a big financial decision. If you just know in your heart and soul that that's what you need to do, that's what you need to take care of, then cool, by all means do it. But be sure that you're willing to suffer the consequences after. So like I said, it's really hefty and good to have a savings, so that way whenever things pop up in life, because life happens, whenever things pop up in life, you can be prepared for it. Even though you might not want to spend that money on that thing, at least you have the money to spend it on that thing to get what you need in life, to get your repairs, to take care of your health. Having a savings is very important. It's not just to flex. It's not just to say, oh, I've got this money in my account. That's not what it's for. It's called adulting. And I know people older than me that don't have a savings account. They are living from paycheck to paycheck. And all I can say for them is to watch this video. Pick up these 2 books. Dave Ramsey's Complete Guide to Money and The Minimalist Home by Joshua Baker. I wish you well on your financial endeavors, and I hope that you choose wisely. But money is a tool. Yes, money is the root of all evil, because a lot of evil is done because of money. Money is not evil itself. It's the root of it. Money itself is not evil. Money is a tool. Money is a tool that you need to learn how to use wisely, not let it use you. If that went over your head, I'm sorry. Well, look, y'all. That's my tone. Remember, my old Twitter is gone. My new Twitter, Pineapple Girl, GRL, the letter 8, the number 8. And earn your trust with people. Be a trustworthy person. Be an honest person. Be a respectful person. And figure out your finances. If you want some help with your finances or just some advice, I'm not an accountant, although I did place 3rd in UIL in high school. I'm not an accountant, but I can show you how to balance spreadsheets and how to figure out your budget for the month or for every 2 weeks. If you need help just writing stuff down or figuring out a game plan, I'm a private person. Nobody has to know that you've messaged me. We can get together and just talk about stuff, throw some ideas around that fit your pocketbooks. Grab these books, look them up on Amazon. Dave Ramsey, Complete Guide to Money. And The Minimalist Home by Joshua Baker. This book also shows you how clutter creates stress, how having less stuff gives you more time, energy, and money, why minimizing is more valuable than organizing. Ooh, my type A people, ooh. How our culture conditions us to buy more and more, and what serving others has to do with consuming less. I really hope y'all dive into that. Pineapple out.